Howdy, y'all. It's Pastor Billy here, and I'm here to share an update for our COVID-19 procedures in light of the recent changes in our CDC and Illinois Department of Public Health guidelines that have been released for everyone to implement in their various organizations and communities. And so in light of those guidelines being released, we've been wrestling with the question, how does Trinity Lutheran carry on? How do we proceed forward? And so effective immediately upon releasing this announcement, we are going to be aligning our procedures with that guidance from the CDC and the Illinois Department of Public Health. And what that means is two things. Number one, those who are fully vaccinated are no longer required to wear a mask or social distance. Those who are not fully vaccinated are still required to wear a mask and social distance. And so for our settings in worship and other environments at Trinity Lutheran, we'll be experiencing an environment where some are wearing masks and some are not. Now, because you can take a mask off does not mean that you have to, and so we want to honor and respect where each family is in their comfort level, for those even who are vaccinated and may be wrestling with whether or not they're ready to go about without their mask on. What we do know is if we see someone wearing a mask, we're going to assume they desire or need to social distance, and we're going to do our best to provide that kind of atmosphere where we can all be respectful of each other wherever we are at in this process, and also honestly just love each other through this next phase and how we are moving forward past COVID-19. It's my prayer that we are indeed looking at the worst of COVID-19 in the past, and that we get to celebrate each victory along the way where we are taking steps forward. So you might be asking, well, how will we know if someone is vaccinated? And the short answer is there's really no reasonable way that we could track vaccinations for each person that comes and goes in our worship services especially. And so we're relying heavily on what most are calling an honor system. And that means that as brothers and sisters in Christ, we know we can expect each other to be honest and to be courteous with one another as we all figure out how we can support each other moving forward. So there are other aspects of our ministry programs, whereas these guidelines permeate the rest of our ministries, we'll be having to share more and more information as it is developed and as we gather more information about the kinds of contexts we'll be leading in. So that information is forthcoming. In the meantime, I pray fervently that the forgiveness and love of God would fill your heart as you continue to follow Jesus each and every day and share that same forgiveness and love with the people that He entrusts to your care. God's peace to you today.